If any one event epitomizes John McCain's grasp of the economy, the wisdom of his approach to it, the precision of his timing on it, the accuracy of his attacks on Obama about it, it might just be this. Our number 3 story. Tonight, Senator McCain launches a new attack ad against Barack Obama, blaming Illinois' junior senator for the high price of gas. An interesting attribution of power given McCain's constant belittling of Obama, and also a curious bit of timing, considering today's the first business day since, well, why don't we all enjoy the ad first?
Gas prices $4, $5, no end in sight. Because some in Washington are still saying no to drilling in America. No to independence from foreign oil. Who can you thank for rising prices at the pump? One man knows we must now drill more in America and rescue our family budgets. Don't hope for more energy. Vote for it. McCain.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
Even the Bush administration admits offshore drilling won't impact gas prices for years, if at all. But even if it would drop gas prices tomorrow, well, Obama's not alone in having opposed it in the past. McCain voted against offshore drilling in 2003. Oh, and McCain's claim of no end in sight to gas prices? Well, last week saw the steepest fall in crude oil prices ever, with some stations already reporting a ripple effect on pump prices. So apparently gas prices can come down without new drilling. Just as Obama predicted when he warned speculators that he would block the market manipulation that even some Republicans blame for the run-up in prices by undoing the deregulation created by, you guessed it, McCain economic advisor Phil Gramm, who also deregulated the mortgage industry, thank you very much, and who slinked down from his role as McCain's campaign co-chair late in the day on Friday in the wake of him telling America that economic pain is all in our heads and we've become a nation of whiners. Meanwhile, McCain's big idea for lowering gas prices is suspending or eliminating the 18-cent-a-gallon gas tax. Obama warned that oil companies would just bump up the price accordingly, and the loss of federal highway trust fund tax revenue would cripple the government's ability to repair and maintain our roads and bridges. Well, because of high prices, drivers have been buying fewer gallons all year. And now today's LA Times reports that the federal highway fund will fall short by more than $3 billion next year. And that's without the McCain gas tax gimmick. Let's bring in Democratic strategist Chris Kofinas, former communications director for the Edwards campaign. Thanks for joining us tonight, Chris.
Thanks, Rachel.
Okay, blaming Barack Obama for high gas prices. McCain himself perhaps drilling here for the lowest information voters known to man?
Yeah, I think you have to suspend all reality. I think the one thing missing from this ad is those medical disclaimers that basically is going to warn anyone that watches this ad is going to lose their cognitive abilities. I mean, it just doesn't pass the laugh test. I mean, I'm not sure the McCain campaign got the memo, but John McCain has been in Washington for almost 3 decades. His energy policies revolve around a gas tax holiday and voting against alternative fuels funding. So it just doesn't, it's really laughable. But here's the part that I find almost hysterical. The one thing that John McCain did do recently, actually a few years ago, was he actually voted against legislation that if there was drilling in Amwar, that all that oil would be for American consumers. He voted against that. He actually wanted drilling to be done and then the oil to go out to anyone but American consumers. I mean, this is a bizarre ad.
Well, Chris, as a campaign vet yourself, do you think the McCain campaign is taking a real shot at making voters blame Obama for high gas prices? Or is this just a generic transitive property guilt thing? You know, picture aggravating gas pump, picture Obama, hope that Obama aggravates people like gas pump does. Is it literal or is it figurative?
I actually think, and this is going to be stunning, I actually think they try to do a genuine attempt to reach voters here. The problem here is, once again, with execution. I mean, the McCain campaign is becoming the Harlem Globetrotters of presidential politics. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, if you're going to do a hard-hitting ad, and the logic here, let's be frank, was to basically hit Obama on the economy, on gas prices while he was overseas. But if you're going to do a hard-hitting ad, here's a very simple lesson. It has to be factual. It has to be logical. This was neither. No one is going to buy the fact that somehow Senator Obama is responsible for high gas prices. That's ridiculous. It is obvious what is responsible for high gas prices, our dependence on oil. So this is, I think, is the major mistake the McCain campaign continues to make. I'm glad they keep making it, But it is something I think they've got to change if they have any chance of winning this thing, and I just hope they don't change it, to be honest.
Chris, Frank Rich's column in the New York Times yesterday, a devastating summary of McCain's economic weaknesses, not only his proposals, but his basic understanding of the issues, his advisors. Give McCain some straight-up advice here, even though we know your sympathies. Is there anywhere safe for McCain to go on economics now? If economics are going to be the most important issue in the election, and they might be, where should he go?
Yeah, I'm going to put my Republican strategist on, and I don't put it on very often. It doesn't fit very well. I mean, the unfortunate thing is there's not much of a place for John McCain to go. I mean, listen, in 2000, he had a very powerful narrative. The narrative of a candidate is probably one of the most significant things you have in an election, especially a presidential one. He destroyed that by flip-flopping on these issues, in particular the Bush tax cuts. That is something he can't get back, and unfortunately it's going to haunt him right to the election. It's a really damaging position he's taken. I don't think he can recover no matter what anybody recommends.
Tough advice for the McCain campaign. They will, of course, consider the source. Democratic strategist and former Edwards campaign communications director Chris Kofinas, it's great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Rachel.